Hi, thank you for coming. I'm Jan at Heritage Public Library, and this is our class, Email Basics, Signing Up for and Using Email. So I'm going to share my screen now and go through the basics. So if you have any questions, put them in the chat and I'll answer them at the end. Okay, so in today's class, we're going to learn skills required to successfully sign up for and use a free email account. You'll learn how to read your emails that you receive, learn how to delete your emails that you don't want, learn how to organize your emails into folders, learn how to download and print an attachment, and learn how to compose and send emails. And when you're sending an email, you can learn how to attach a document to an email. So you can use the Heritage Public Library computers anytime that we're open to check your email. And if you have your own device, your own phone or your own tablet or your own laptop, you can come into the parking lots and use the Wi-Fi at both library locations all the time. It's on, the Wi-Fi is on all the time. And okay, so our first objective is to learn how to sign up for a free email account. And there are several companies that provide free email accounts, and we're just going to have a quick look at Yahoo Mail and Google Mail or Gmail today because they're very common. There are others as well, and sometimes you get free email accounts with from your internet service provider if you have one, and of course a lot of people have work emails, and they can all be a little different. So that's going to be an important part today. There's often more than one way of doing various things. So I'm going to open a new tab and I'm going to go to mail.yahoo.com. Mail.yahoo.com. And it's going a bit slowly, but it's going. So here you are. This is the Zoom control, so I'll just move them out of the way a little bit. This is how you sign into your Yahoo account if you already have one. And if you don't already have one, what happened? If you don't already have one, it's not big enough. If you don't already have one, you scroll down here to where it says create an account. And I'm just going to go through this part quite quickly, because obviously if you came to this session, you probably already have an email account. But it is a question we get asked a lot in the public library about how to get an email account. So we will be repeating this class in the library. And we have to be patient that, that my computer's going a bit slowly. So here is what you put in to create the Yahoo address. You have to choose your email address. And a lot of people choose some variation of their name or initials, or it can be whatever you like. But remember that people will see this. If somebody asks for your email account, they will see whatever you chose, like a potential employer. So be very careful what you put in, that it's not, that it's something you want people to see. And the other reason that we are talking about email for our health grant class is because you often need emails to do the portals that the doctors have. They have a portal and then you have to go in with your email, and then they will give you information about your own medical test results and stuff like that. Or it's very common too to get appointment reminders from your doctor in your email. So email is really useful to have, and perhaps you want another email account because a lot of people have several. I have several, so you can always sign up for a new one. So you have to choose the email address, and then you have to choose a password. And a lot of passwords have requirements, how many letters it has to be, how many numbers it has to have, if it has to have special characters. So that it will tell you what the requirements are for the password. And when you have chosen your password and your email address, I strongly recommend that you write it down and you put it somewhere safe, like your personal wallet, because it's really easy to lose. And if you lose your password and you want to get back into your email account, it's kind of hard to get back in. if you're on your own phone or tablet, and the password will often be saved by the phone and you don't have to type it in every time. But if you come into the public library to use the email, you will have to type it in, so on one of our computers. So it pays to have it written down somewhere that you can find it again. And as I said, you can check your email on your phone or your tablet or your computer, and your phone may have extra steps to set up your email account to appear under your email icon. So that's going to be, I'm not going into that because it varies an awful lot on your phone. And a lot of these features I'm going over today will look a little different on different devices. So it is a little confusing, but the basic principles are the same. Okay, so our second objective, we'll just go over that quickly. Our second objective is how to read your emails. And you sign in first with the email address and the password that you created and you wrote down so you can remember. And I'm going to show you to the inbox for my work email here. And there are a lot of emails in here, and this is what my inbox looks like. So if I really wanted to read these, this one say, last chance for free on-demand courses, which is an email that was sent to me because I signed up for it at some point. I just click on it. I put my cursor over it and click on it, and then in I go, and it's showing me there's the content of my email. And it's telling me that I can spend $270 to do a class called the Nonprofit Social Media Toolkit. So I won't be doing that class, but that's how you do it. So I could just look at it and read what it says. And then the next thing I want to learn is how to delete an email. So this one, I definitely won't be doing that class. So I go, I actually don't want this. It's kind of junk mail. So I go up here to the little trash can, and most email accounts that I've seen have a trash can for delete, or they might have the word delete or make word trash, but mostly they have some sort of icon that looks like a trash can, and it might be in a different place. It might be up here or it might be over on the right, but here it is here in this account, so I can just delete this email and it's gone, and it's taken me back to my inbox in this case. Sometimes it takes you to the next email. Okay, so I'm back here at my inbox, and then I look, well, these public health partners, I signed up for this, but they send me a lot of emails. And you can see these all came in the last hour. There's a time over here on the right when they came, and I really don't want all of these emails. So I want to delete several at once. So what I can do is I don't even want to read this one, so I can check the box and see it's highlighted and the little box is checked, and then again click on the little trash can and it's gone. And then I don't want these two either, so I can do two at once. Check that box and check that box, and I can get rid of these both at the same time. And it always pays to try and keep up on your emails, because you can get way too many in your box, but it's pretty easy to delete several at once, so that's the way you do it. Okay, so that gets rid of deleting emails. And then how to organize your emails into folders. Okay, so say this one here, tips for leading library staff during a pandemic from Demco. And Demco is a company that makes furniture and fittings for libraries. So I signed up for their email at some point. So either open the email or check the box like you did to delete it. And I'm going to open this one. I'll just wait for it to open. So this is things you can buy from Demco, who make library furniture. And I decided I want to keep this one, but I don't want it in my inbox in my way at the moment. So I'm going to put it into a folder to keep my emails organized. And so this thing up here is a folder. And again, in different emails, your folder will look a little different. Occasionally you'll have the word folder, but there'll be something resembling a folder there. And if I put my cursor over the folder, it says move to. So it's telling me that it's a folder and I'm going to keep this email, I'm not deleting it, but I'm going to take it somewhere else. So I click on that button, and the first time I do this, I'm going to have to create a folder. So I create a new folder, and maybe I'm really interested in what Denko sends me, because they send me lots of things. Or I'm interested in learning about how to do library furniture. So I'm going to give it a new name called library furniture. And I can nest it, which I can put it under another folder if I want, or I can just have it as a main label. And I've called it library furniture, and then I hit create, and then it goes. There it goes. So that email has moved to library furniture. And then I go, I want to put another one in my library furniture. So I go down here, and here's my one called test email that I sent myself earlier. So I check on test email, and then I go back over the folder icon. It says move to, and then I go down here, and there's library furniture folder. So I put it in the library furniture folder. And then I can come over here and look, here are all my folders. I have quite a few folders, I have to admit. So I go over here and I go down here. Aha, there is library furniture. Let's go and have a look what's in library furniture. Here are my two emails, the one from Denko and the test email from me. So there they are. They're put neatly into a folder. And it takes some time doing that with folders, but I think it's worth it to tidy up your inbox a bit. Okay, so the next thing I was going to look at is how to download and print an attachment. Okay, so here's my test email with an attachment. So I click on the email and open up and look for the attachment. So to download an attachment, you need to have the correct software on your computer. If you don't have Microsoft Word on your computer, this attachment here is Microsoft Word, you won't be able to read it. So attachments can get a bit tricky, but they're really common from all sorts of emails you get from banks and all sorts of things have attachments. So here is the attachment, and I can just click on it to look at it. And this is the handout for today's class that I attached. And I'll send it to you at the end, and it'll be either on the library Facebook page or the library web page after this class. And when we go back to the library and the library's open, I will print copies of this handout. But here's the handout. And as you can see, let's move this out of the way. Again. I am still in the email. This is a bit confusing. I'm still in my email. So to get back to my emails, I have to click this arrow here to go back, and which closes it, which is a little confusing because it's usually an extra close, not an arrow, but then you go back. And say I wanted to print this particular document. I have Word on my computer. I'm in the library, pretending I'm in the library, and I have Word on the computer, so I want to print it. To actually print it, I have to download it, not just look at it. I was just looking at it, and this is something we help people with all the time. It's confusing. If you can see it on the screen, you think you might be able to print it. Sometimes you can't print it. You have to download it first. So here's this arrow, and download is usually the word download or a downward facing arrow of some sort. So I'm going to click on download, and my Zoom thing is still in the way. We'll move it out of the way. And it's saying it's going to open it with Word default, which will be good for this particular document because then I'll be able to see it. So I click on OK, and then it's going to download that onto my computer. And if you're in the public library, you can download it temporarily just to print it or read it. If you're on your own computer, you can you can save it to the hard drive. But once it's downloaded, you can do all sorts of things to it. If the person sent you a document in Word that you can edit it, you can print it, you can send it to somebody else, and I'll be showing you how to do that in a moment. So you can see Word is opening. My computer is a bit slow, so it's still opening. So while it does that, I'll go back and we'll go on to the next objective, which is how to compose and send emails. I'll see if that Word document opened yet. It did. So here it is. It opened up, and it's because it came from an email, it says it's a protected view. So to be able to do anything with it, you have to enable editing, even to print it. And you can see this looks the same as what I showed you just from the email. But as I said, you can do more with this now. You can look at it and read it just inside the email, but you can't do much else with it. Okay, so I'll go back to my inbox. And yeah, we're going to compose and send emails. And for some reason, I'm not sure how to compose is one of the things that different emails have quite different ways of telling you how to do it. Obviously, it's something you have to do. In this Gmail account I have the word compose up here. Often it's the word compose. Sometimes it's new. Sometimes it's new message. Sometimes it's an icon with an envelope, or sometimes it's even an icon with pencil and paper, like you're writing a letter. So in this one, it's compose and a plus sign. Yeah, so sometimes it's a plus sign too. So I click on that, and up pops a thing that says new message. And in this particular Gmail, it comes up as quite a small box. I will make the box bigger by just clicking on full screen. Now, it doesn't take up the whole screen in this case, but it takes up a lot. And so you can start typing in this box, test, test, test. And the other things that emails need are recipients. So that's whoever you're sending it to, and then you just type it in here. And once you've started using your email, you will get contacts or an address book, and a lot of things will pop up automatically. So my work email is popping up automatically here, but I will just, so you can either click on it or you can just keep typing it in. And then I've started typing it in, so I'll just click on it. So that's who I'm sending it to, me. And then I put some text in here, and I will type in a subject. This is my test email to send. So a subject is very important because you see that when you're looking at your inbox. So if it just says email to you or something that's not at all informative, people might not know what the email is about. So putting a short but descriptive subject is quite important. And you can see here that I have a signature. This is my signature that attaches to every email. And that isn't in today's class how to do a signature. I may do another email class and I will tell you how to do a signature. Okay, so we found our compose or new message or whatever button. We typed something, we gave it a subject, we gave it an address, and the next thing is to send it. And most emails that I've seen, the sending button does say send. So I'm just going to send. And if I have a quick look at the top, this test email has come through. So that's good. So we'll move everything. There's too many. There's Zoom open, there's the email open all at the same time. So, okay. And the next objective we had was how to attach a document to an email, because we do have a lot of people asking us this. So your first step, again, is to go into your new message, new, compose, and open up an email, and then don't put your Zoom, Zoom up here. Don't put your Zoom thing over it. Here we go. There is your new message. Zoom up here. Again, I'm going to send it to me. So I just start typing me, and then I can click on it. This is my test message with attachment. And I'm not actually going to put any text in here this time. If you try and send an email without a subject line, usually it asks you, do you really want to send this without a subject? But it doesn't mind if you don't do text in the box, if you don't type anything. Okay, so we're going to do an attachment, and we get asked about this a lot. So usually the way to do an attachment is a little icon of a paperclip, and sometimes they're a bit stylized and hard to tell what's what. Sometimes there's the word attach, but most of the time it's a paperclip. So here is this little paperclip here, and if you put your cursor over it, it says attach files. So then you click on that, and the thing about attachments is you have to be able to find the document you want to attach, the document or photo, or whatever it is. So you have to know what it's called and where it is on your computer. So if you were attaching something to an email that you had downloaded from a different email, you would have to save it temporarily on the computer you were using if it was at the library. And I'm not going to go into a great deal of detail about saving, but you can see I have all these files here, and I'm going to this time attach a picture. So I'm going to go to this pictures over here, and I'm going to find a picture of one of my sheep with her twins. And then click open, and then because this is a big file and tells you how big it is, it takes a little while to attach. So we'll just wait till in Gmail it turns blue once it's attached, and then I can send it. And I'll go back up, and there's my test message with attachment. I'll open it and scroll down, and there is my picture of the sheep. So I'll download that, or maybe I'll just cancel that. I'll just look at it. Let's see how it. So there it is. It's a sheep with two lambs that I downloaded. Okay, so this wasn't a very long class. It's just a very basic introduction to email. And if you have any questions, put them in the chat, and I'll turn off the recording and answer your questions if you have any. So the last objective I had was tell you about more resources. So we have more computer classes coming up in July that are going to be also online. We have Excel and Intermediate Excel. And when the library reopens, we're not exactly sure when that will be, we will have more computer classes in person. So you can do a class similar to this in person. If you have any ideas of what computer classes you would like, you can let me know. And we'll also be having a lot of public health classes. Yeah, next week we have a public health class on about PubMed and Medline Plus, about when to use them and what they're for and what they're good for. We also have digital resources. We have Universal Class with many classes about how to use a computer, and that's on the library homepage, heritagepubliclibrary.org, under digital resources or e-library. Okay, so I will stop sharing my screen, go back into Zoom, and I will stop recording. So, and if you have any questions, put them in the chat. So thank you for coming, and hopefully you learned a little bit about email.